Hey y'all, it's Ash. If you don't know me, my name is Ash Jarrett, and I'm a licensed attorney in Ohio with portability to any UBE jurisdiction. I own a law firm called Ash Jarrett Law in Ohio. I am also a Christian, a wife, a mother, and a dog mom. I'm part of Jarrett Ranch. I'm the designer of the Dolly Mae collection, and I'm a co-owner of Jarrett Brands. So today I'm going to be talking about why raw milk is illegal in Ohio. So first of all, it's not 100% illegal. We find the Ohio law for raw milk in Ohio Revised Code, Title 9, Section 917.04, which states, no raw milk retailer shall sell, offer for sale, or expose for sale raw milk to the ultimate consumer except a raw milk retailer who prior to October 31st, 1965 was engaged continuously in the business of selling or offering for sale raw milk directly to ultimate consumers, holds a valid raw milk retailer license issued under Section 917.09 of the Revised Code, and is subject to the rules regulating the sale of raw milk adopted under this chapter. No person shall fail to label in accordance with rules adopted by the Director of Agriculture under Section 917.02 of the Revised Code all final delivery containers used for the sale of raw milk to ultimate consumers with the words, "This product has not been pasteurized and may contain disease-producing organisms." So what this means is you cannot sell raw milk in the way that you would normally sell products at a grocery store or at a farm stand, right? Essentially, the way people get around this in Ohio is by doing a herd share. And essentially what you do for that is you kind of pay to be part of the dairy farm in a way. That's the best way I can think to describe it. I don't know if that's like 100% accurate, but that's the best way I can describe it. So you're part of the dairy farm, right? And then you can receive raw milk either kind of on a subscription basis, so they send you a gallon a month or something like that, or you're like, you pay $100 up front to be part of, to have a share in the herd, and then you pay for the raw milk that you want. So every 2 months you want a gallon and you'll just pay them $20, and you skip a couple months and you don't have to pay for that raw milk, right? So what you're doing is you're buying an ownership share in that herd. So that's where herd share comes from. So there is that exception of you have to have continuously sold raw milk prior to October 31st, 1965 and comply with those labeling requirements. So if you had those two things, you were accepted from this law. However, there are no remaining dairy farms that meet that law, which is kind of unfortunate, so nobody can get around that law. So why do we have those restrictions on raw milk? So the primary concern of legislators when it comes to raw milk is that potential for raw milk to have dangerous bacteria that can cause illnesses. So that's why Ohio has that labeling requirement for raw milk. In restricting the sale of raw milk in Ohio, the legislature is essentially trying to protect Ohio residents from the possibility of ingesting those bacteria and developing those illnesses that are caused by that bacteria, right? Raw milk can also be really dangerous for unborn babies. So Ohio legislature is also protecting unborn babies from developing issues if their mothers ingested raw milk while they were pregnant with those babies, right? The main argument for banning raw milk is just reducing the risk of widespread illnesses. In the states that do allow the sale of raw milk, the milk is still subject to some pretty strict restrictions or regulations, right? And this is because these illnesses aren't just affecting the people that get sick, right? Because you can get really sick and you can die, right? And obviously that affects those people. But it also can lead to higher medical costs and reduced productivity because people are dealing with those illnesses, right? So the other side of the coin that I did want to talk about, this is not really legal, this is more so just the other perspective, right? Raw milk may contain naturally occurring enzymes and probiotics that can be destroyed by pasteurization or that pasteurization process. So some say that there's more nutrients and benefits to raw milk than pasteurized milk. And some are also saying that those benefits outweigh the risk of illness, right? And some are also saying that those health risks from raw milk are equal to or lesser than the health risks of other foods or drinks. So sodas, candy bars, processed foods, junk foods, fast food, so on and so forth, right? So my personal opinion as an attorney and not as a medical professional is that raw milk may be beneficial, and I would definitely be open to trying it to get those health benefits. I would not drink it while I'm pregnant because personally I'm too afraid of putting my baby at risk, and I would rather have less nutritions than potentially harm my baby, essentially, even if that risk is really small. And that's why I also plan to completely cut out things like caffeine when I am pregnant. So I cannot, as an attorney, advise people on whether or not to drink raw milk. I think you need to come to your own conclusion based on the law, the risk, the potential benefits, that sort of thing. I did look into doing a herd share locally, but it was pretty expensive. And knowing that I'm going to stop drinking it while I'm pregnant, which is hopefully going to be the next 18 to 27 months of the next 5 years, I don't think that the potential benefits of it outweighed the cost of it for right now. I also am planning to open a ranch with my husband in the next 5 years. So I'd rather just drink that pasteurized milk now while I'm pregnant and nursing in the next 5 years. And then after those 5 years, we'll just have our own raw milk from our own cows after my next 2 to 3 babies are born and weaned and that sort of thing. So I will probably make some more videos going into my thoughts on the natural lifestyle and diet, homesteading, farming, that sort of thing. And then I'm also probably going to do a longer introduction to myself, kind of redoing my channel intro that I did a few months ago. Now that a lot has changed in these past 6 months, it's kind of crazy. So if my short introduction at the beginning of this video did intrigue you, or if you're interested in learning about, a slightly crunchy attorney's perspective on things, or on natural living, homesteading, current laws, farming, that sort of thing, please do subscribe to my channel. So thank you for watching, and bye.